A study of history will show that when a new nation emerges, it will forever carry the marks of its beginning. This is also true of your Army. The Army of the United States has served this nation for 232 years. It has answered every call to duty and put its boots on the ground in our national interest. It also carries with it the marks of its beginning, the traits, values, and ethos that you see in today's Army were begun on 14 June 1775. It was on that day that the Continental Congress raised 10 companies of riflemen and appointed George Washington as their commander-in-chief. This first American Army put its boots on the ground and fought for 8 long years to gain our independence. Valley Forge and Yorktown were milestones on the road to nationhood. With the victory at Yorktown, we set about to establish the government we live under today. And in 1789, George Washington became our first president. The United States Constitution is now the oldest in the world. And with it, power rests with the people instead of with a monarch. In 1803, the Louisiana Purchase doubled the size of our country. President Jefferson turned to the Army to explore this new land and seek a waterway to the Pacific Ocean. The Army now saw that in addition to defending the nation, it would also play a large role in its growth and development. Captains Meriwether Lewis and William Clark led the Corps of Discovery on a 3-year journey into that strange land of mystery and fantasy. They gained valuable scientific, cultural, and geographic data that would lead to the settlement of this land. The perseverance, courage, and dedication of these soldiers express the true meaning of Army Strong, a viable trait in today's Army. The War of 1812 was a testing time for a young nation and its armed forces. At the Battle of New Orleans, General Andrew Jackson and a small force of regular army, militia, freed slaves, and pirates defeated the British forces, considered the best army in the world at the time. Our nation now gained the respect it deserved in the world. With this new status in the world, we set about to continue our growth and development. War with Mexico in 1847 gained new lands into the West. This rapid growth, however, would lead to tears in the fabric of our nation, as unresolved issues over rights and property would turn the nation against itself in civil war. The Army's call to duty now is to save the nation from itself. The Civil War lasted 4 years with a tremendous loss of life, fought in over 10,000 places across our land. However, peace came on a spring day in Appomattox, Virginia, when the two armies met to end the fighting and began binding up our nation's wounds. This new birth of freedom would usher in the industrial age and spur on the Western settlement. The cavalry groups of the Buffalo Soldier would walk the picket lines on lonely outposts of the American West. They built roads, strung wire, mapped the land, and provided security for the onrushing settlers. The coming of the railroad linked our nation from sea to shining sea. As the new century began, Army boots had left our shores. We went to France to fight the war to end our wars. The world now knew that America would go to the aid of others in the cause of freedom. World War I, however, sowed the seeds of an even greater war, as a deep economic depression spread around the world. And on December 7th, 1941, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. The day that will live in infamy. The full resources of this nation responded, and the boots of 16 million men and women went on the ground around the world. This call to duty would bring an end to the greatest war in the history of the world. America was also returned socially. Women became active duty components of the services. The Tuskegee Airmen and 442nd Regimental Combat Team, composed of Japanese Americans, added many valorous pages to our military history. The world entered into the nuclear age as man created weapons of mass destruction, and the world became polarized between the forces of democracy and the menace of communism. The first test came in a faraway land. The Army, as part of the United Nations Fighting Force, put its boots on the snowy hills of Korea. Heartbreak Bridge, Pork Chop Hill, and Chosin Reservoir became familiar names. The Korean War ended after 3 years of hard and intense combat. To this day, American soldiers still stand on those hills, guarding in the name of freedom. Meanwhile, in Vietnam, another call came. The Army went into those steaming jungles in the name of freedom, only to learn many bitter lessons. Nonetheless, they served with distinction and honor. We learned these lessons and moved on, answering our nation's call in Grenada, Panama, Bosnia, and Kosovo. New threats came to the community of nations in the Middle East. In Desert Storm, the Army and sister services liberated Kuwait from the invading Iraqi forces. On September 11, 2001, war came to America as Al-Qaeda terrorists attacked the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. The call to duty has come once again. Ladies and gentlemen, your Army is in the lead in this new way of war. And with your support and understanding, we will not let you down. We will protect this nation and give you life, liberty, and happiness.
California, and I am an American soldier. For 230 years, soldiers have served our nation through times of profound change and conflict. The one constant is our values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage.
My name is Staff Sergeant Jason Seifert from Victor, New York, and I'm an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a joint service team. I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values. I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat, I will never quit, and I will never leave a fallen comrade. Tonight's show represents the soldier spirit and the warrior ethos. Tough, disciplined, talented, and proud of our heritage.
My name is Specialist Sam Neely from Jackson, Tennessee, and I am an American soldier. I am a professional, dedicated and determined to do my duty. I don't do this job because I have to. I do it because my country needs me. I stand ready to defend your way of life. The Army values are the framework and foundation of the Army and our nation. I am your guardian of freedom and the American way of life. I am an American soldier, and we are Army strong.
Everything to everyone, up and at 'em bright and early. I'm all business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money, there's bills that I can do. I don't do it for the glory, I just do it anyway. Providing for our futures, my responsibility. Now I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be. And I can't call it sick on Monday when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. Well, you can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls out the door. Hey, I'm solid, hey, I'm steady, hey, I'm true down to the core, and I'll